All right, we are live from Las Vegas. That's where I'm at right now in my second home, and I'm actually right after this stream going to be heading straight to SEMA. It's kind
All
of
right,
like
we are live
an
from Las
aftermarket
Vegas.
show. Wait a
That's where I'm
second,
at right now in my second
I'm
home,
getting a
and
feedback
I
here.
am
Hold on a second.
I'm
But I'm
actually
actually
right
quite
after
excited
this
about it
stream. Gonna be
because
heading straight to
it's
SEMA.
been a
All right,
while
we are
since
in
I've attended
aftermarket
a
show. That's where I'm at right now.
any type of a show really.
Here,
But
hold on a second.
let me just
But I'm
mute
actually quite
this.
excited about it because
This is
it's wild
it's not good.
since I've attended a
Let's see.
any type of.
All right, I finally muted everything. I'm ready. Finally. Anyway, so I'm going to see after this. There's quite a few things actually there to see. Hummer EV. I guess they're going to be showcasing some of like the camping and accessories and stuff like that. No ride-alongs, no test drives. Kind of was snubbed out of it actually. Not too excited about it, but Tom Malogny went and he thought it was really really awesome. And really, the wait is to actually see if they start delivering. Because Lucid and Rivian have started delivery, so it is a huge deal actually for both Lucid and Rivian. Um, oh, everyone who is usually here is already here. Gia Ramirez, Jim, quite a few people. Some people talking to me in Russian. That's pretty good. Gia Ramirez already asks. Does Rich Bills have a Tesla converted to ICE at SEMA? Well, if you follow him on Instagram, he is, and I guess he was driving it all the way. So I'm actually gonna stop by his booth, if not today. Today I'm probably just gonna get my press credentials and just kind of walk around and see what's going on. Tomorrow is when I'm actually hoping to get some footage. There's that, and there's also F-150 Lightning, which, believe it or not, I have not seen in person yet. So I'll get to see that. None of these cars are going to be movable. I'm even surprised that they're actually at at the um, the show. And I think there are a few other kind of electric car related things. I don't know. The organizers haven't been very good. Like, this is not the best organized show. It's never been for, as far as like for media. As a matter of fact, they don't have any media days. Like me going today, that's like the first day of them being open, and it's just regular people walking around. So if you want to tape anything, it's going to be rough. I don't know if you guys remember last time I did the story on that six-speed all-electric Mustang Mach E. Oh no, just a Mustang or just a regular converted Mustang. We had so many bloopers of people just literally walking by in front of the camera, even though we had like the production assistants and the lights and the cable to the microphone. It's a zoo. It really is a zoo. I'm hoping because it's Tuesday and it's kind of post COVID, it's not gonna attract as many people hopefully, but I'm just gonna bring my GoPro that's over there, and just probably do a kind of quick report for my Sunday show. God, my last video is doing so well, over 130,000 views. I don't know what it is that I did this time around, but people are watching it like crazy. Anyway, we'll talk about SEMA a little bit. We'll talk about the news that are coming out of Tesla now. I think that might just be a top story again. And of course, I'll answer some of your questions. Meanwhile, don't forget to let me know where you're watching me from. And we're going to start right now. Welcome to E4 Electric. I hope you are already a subscriber. As a matter of fact, I don't re-upload or post this live stream. If you're watching me live, that's pretty much the only way to hang out. I guess if you clicked on the link in LinkedIn or like on the community tab, you can technically rewatch it. But I don't really repost it as a main video because this is just a fun thing. As a matter of fact, I somehow don't even have a sponsor clip on this computer. Here's the laptop computer that I have in Vegas. I have no idea how. Obviously, I'm not ready or organized today. So we don't even have. I mean, it's going to be supposed to be Energy Pal, but we'll skip that. Well, the link is in the description of this video, and they are actually probably the only way. If I was to get solar, that's the only way that I would get solar, through Energy Pal. So if you're looking for it, there's a link in the description of this video. You get $500 off, or not off, $500 gift card once your installation is complete. But essentially, they're shopping for like the best panels and batteries and everything for you. If Tesla is best for you, that's what they get for you. If not, there are a bunch of different other brands that make panels and home batteries and stuff like that. When I got an estimate, I actually ended up going with non-Tesla ones. Even if they would have suggested Tesla, I just don't want to deal with the customer service. But anyway, so that's where we at with everything. So let's see. It says Alex double. Okay, you guys can hear me fine. Microphone's working fine. Unlike 2 streams before, and there's no more echo. Yeah, we're good. Polished greetings from Ireland. From Max. You know what? Let me make my window a little bit more open here. Um, E for electricity. I like that. I like that. I might actually have to borrow one of these days, especially if I ever expand to Russia. I tried actually doing these my videos translated into Russian, not by me, but just like a professional translator. Because honestly, I couldn't do the show in Russian. I left when I was 15, so I would know how to say any of these words. I get invited once in a while in this like Russian global TV network to be like an expert on electric cars, and every time I have to prepare for like 2 hours learning how to say electric car or like electric car range and all that stuff, and then I forget right after that. So that has not worked out very well. Let's see. Someone's asking about Los Angeles. A greeting from Switzerland. Hey, I just love the fact that you guys are like we're hanging out and you guys are all over the place. Greetings from Switzerland. Great channel, great shirt, and fantastic humor. I appreciate that. Yeah, I kind of wore my little color. I don't even know what is this, purple. Yeah, I guess purple. My dinosaur shirt is every time I wear anything but a regular shirt. There's always lots of comments. I love it. So many of you don't know, before this channel, I actually did a men's fashion YouTube channel. That's how I kind of started dabbling in YouTube. And then when I created my Facebook groups for Tesla owners, because I became one in 2012, then I decided that, oh, I can do YouTube a little bit. So let me start doing Tesla news for my community. But originally, actually, it was a men's fashion show. Are you going to be at the LA Auto Show? Says Antonio, who obviously is not following me on any social media. That's okay, Antonio. I actually do have an announcement that I made in my Sunday video, and it's all over my social media. And this is actually quite a big deal for me, and I hope you guys are excited. Now, I'm a brand ambassador for Los Angeles Auto Show, just in case if you guys didn't know. But this time around, it's going to be even better. I'm hosting the Zivas, and that's the award show that Los Angeles Auto Show is launching this year. Essentially, by the way, the first stage of voting has ended already, and you only have until Thursday to vote. So you can go on their webpage and vote for the finalists. And these are all zero emissions vehicles, essentially, which is like really, really awesome that they're doing this. So I'm going to be hosting it. It's sponsored by Electrify America, which is kind of cool. I think it's like a perfect sponsor for that. Yeah, I actually I don't even know what my duties are going to be. I will definitely host, from the stage. I don't even know it's going to be a stage. Honestly, I know very little about it, but I know it's going to be really, really amazing, and I'm definitely love the opportunity. I've been a brand ambassador. I've been a brand ambassador for Los Angeles Auto Show for like 4 years now. Always worked closely with them. Love it. I believe this is the biggest actually car show in the world. All right, I got my first super chat. Thank you so much. This is $7 Canadian, right? I don't know. Is it more in American dollars or less? Not up on the currency conversion, unfortunately. But thank you so much to Craig. How many cars delivered to really consider as considered delivering? How many cars delivered to really considered delivering? Have any but Tesla really started delivering? Okay, so I'm not really sure. Maybe I don't understand the question that well, but so Rivian and Lucid, they have started deliveries of their first electric cars. Rivian with the R1T truck, Lucid with the all-electric sedan Air. That's when I consider a company a real automaker, right? Before that, they're startup, vapor. You can call it whatever you want. But to me, Lucid and Rivian are now real car companies. I don't care if they produce 1 or 2 cars in the first week. As a matter of fact, I think it just came out that Rivian delivered 150 trucks so far, and all of them to their employees. So it's like no common folk has a Rivian truck yet. I mean, much like Tesla did with Model 3, and I think even with Model Y. Don't remember. I don't want to. I don't want to speak too soon. And that's it. Because if you think about it, we think of Bugatti and like whatever Koenigsegg, whatever other exotic car makers as car makers, even though they make like 30 of them a year sometimes. So doesn't matter. Lucid is now kicking butt. The Rivian is now kicking butt. Now they're going to have a whole new set of problems, obviously ramping up production, service centers, all kinds of stuff that's probably going to go wrong, and that's okay. Hopefully not too many, to run the company to the ground. But they obviously are now into a whole different universe of being a real automaker. But to me, what they've delivered now, I think they delivered 20 or 30 of those, and they're going to deliver 520 Lucid, I'm talking about Lucid, by the end of the year, and that's fine. I think the goal for Rivian is 1,500 by the end of the year. But yeah, no, they are great. I mean, to me, this is such a great day, great month in electric car history and automotive history, because until now, think about it, only Tesla was really a new car company that really made it in the last, I don't know how many decades, like, I mean, from scratch. And now we have more. Now we have Lucid, and now we have Rivian. Now I know we have Xpeng Motors and NIO in China, but I feel like that's a whole different world, right? But we're talking about here in the United States and Europe. That's a big win, if you ask me. That's a huge win. But thank you for super chat, Craig. I hope I answered your question. Jonathan says, "What social media? What do you mean? What? I post this on. We're talking. If we're talking about the Zivas hosting, I posted it on the community tab here on YouTube or whatever you're watching me. But definitely on YouTube. Then as I posted it as a story, I posted on the feed of my Instagram and a story and LinkedIn and Twitter, of course. And I think and Facebook. So I posted literally everywhere. Uh, so yeah, but I only did it about an hour or two ago. So if you haven't checked, then check it out. All right. Jonathan said hosting the zero emissions vehicle award is very cool. I think so as well. I wish I knew more about my hosting duties, but it is going to be exciting no matter what. Um, Here's another one from Julia Rose. Alex, a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned about BYD coming to US. You said no way, I'm assuming you meant. Apparently, they're asking for agents and dealers, plus they're supposed to be cooperating with GM. Uh, Listen, from what I know, it is not happening yet. Filling out the space, it's great. They're all doing it. Trust me, they're all doing it. Obviously, they want to be in as many markets as they can, especially if they have decided to step outside of China. But it's a long, long road. They just started delivering in Norway. That's a great step. All three of them, BYD, NIO, and Xpeng Motors, will be expanding. I'm assuming to Germany and probably England. That would make more sense, and then we'll see how it goes, right? They don't want to rush either. They want to see, for example, the battery swapping technology for NIO. In China, it's great. It's taken off. We don't know if it's going to be taken off in Europe. I personally think, as you guys know, if you watch my channel regularly, I think it's the best way to recharge your car by just swap the batteries. But apparently, I'm a minority here. But let's see how it goes. Let's see all of the mistakes they're going to be making. You're missing all the Fatmas. I know your real name, but I don't know if I'm supposed to say it. You're all missing all the Chinese companies when you say that Tesla is the only new automaker that's made in decades until now. Well, like I did put a side note to it, but none of my viewers are in China, obviously. So because YouTube and Google is not allowed there. So we're talking about, yeah, North America and Europe. And Lucid and Rivian are the first ones in a long time after Tesla. Let's see. Oh, that's a lot of comments, guys. Let me try to go. Buzzotoxic Blog says, "Hi, Alex from Wales. How are you? Keep up the good work, as I love being part of a global team for good rebuild our Earth for all life. What do you think of COP2C Glasgow? I don't even know how to pronounce it though. Will it help? I'm not even following that bullshit, honestly. I just don't. A year after goddamn year, they're getting together and they're doing nothing. So I'm not following that. Just not. do something first, and then you know, and then we'll see all of that stuff they're doing. I just have not seen any real results, so no, I'm not following it. I might look into it a little bit closer to this weekend. Like I know Jaguar are providing the electric vehicles for them. That's how I know they're full of crap. Really, you're gonna pick Jaguar, the company that's not even behind their only electric vehicle and not in the rush to make another one to showcase electric vehicles. I Yeah, that's how I know they don't know much about electric vehicles. Yeah, don't get me started on that. Uh, let's see. There's political comments. There's a lot of political comments in my comment section, guys. That's I don't know what's going on. Um, all right. What is your take? Asks Richard on Tesla Time News and on Scotty Kilmer. Okay, sorry, my brain is not even up yet. Scotty Kilmer, tell me who that is. Tesla Time News. I like Zach and Jesse. They're great guys. They've been on my show several times. I've been on their show several times. But honestly, they are the ultimate, maybe not the ultimate worst Tesla fanboys, but they're definitely Tesla fanboys. It sounds like over these years they have not bothered to learn anything about what's going on outside of the Tesla bubble. Every time they talk about it, like I saw the review of ID4, it's it's exactly what they complain about. People who are like shorts, right, as they call it. Like they complain how people sort of misinform the public about Tesla. They're doing exactly the same about the rest of the electric cars. I saw how they reviewed an ID4, and I've seen some bad reviews of ID4, and there a lot of it is actually reasonable. I have my beef with ID4 too. Don't get me wrong, and I love the damn car. And I let Volkswagen know. Trust me, I let Volkswagen know privately and publicly that there's a bunch of things that need to be fixed. But the things they've just literally made up that were negative about ID4 is ridiculous, right? I mean, I think I remember. This is where I stopped watching the video about the ID4 from them. Is when I think Jesse was saying how if he talks with his hands, it's gonna be looked at as a gesture and switch the screen. And if you have ever been in an ID4, you know that's just ridiculous statement, just ridiculous statement. And I have a group of ID4 owners on Facebook. No one ever complained about that. So yeah, it's great that they're beating the drum of Tesla and getting the community excited. We're in the same boat, but the misinformation on that channel, and of course, they always bypass all the negative stuff about Tesla, and they always defend Elon Musk. I mean, Elon Musk can really like take a carton of kittens and set it on fire, and Tesla Time News will, they will defend them for one way or another. They're not the worst, but I have to say that I have been disappointed in them. I understand 3 or 4 years ago they, it was reasonable to say that Tesla is the best at everything, and everything that's out there is not that great. But now, when there are tons of great cars, electric cars out there, and now they're even better in some ways than Tesla, right? Longer range, faster charging, faster, fast charging networks. There's just, yeah, I'm disappointed in them. I thought about reaching out to them and maybe like, seeing if they want to like come on my show and have a debate about it. But it's just I don't know if I want to deal with that community. Honestly, they're not the Tesla community. There are a bunch of amazing Tesla communities out there, but there's just blind um, love and cult like community. I don't know. Anyway, that's my rant about that. And you're gonna have to tell me who that Scotty Kilmer is. I probably heard about it, but yes, kittens on fire, Arnie. Yes, I did say kittens on fire. If Elon ever does it, you know, now guys will defend him, and quite a few of Warren and everybody else, right? Let's see. George says just got an ID4 this week. The review of it was ridiculous. Absolutely, I agree. And again, there are tons of things to criticize about an ID4, but making stuff up that makes no sense. Is they wanted to hate this car and they ended up figuring out how to do it. Um, let's see. Fatma says Jaguar being the electric car supplier for the conference is okay. It's a UK prestige event, and Jaguar is the only UK electric manufacturers. I guess, but because it is a global event, let's not do this BS of this is the home team. You know what? Get the best electric car maker or makers in there. should have been Teslas, maybe, either ID4s or Mustang Mach. Or you know what? It should have also been the mix. Why does it have to be one? Showcase all of the great electric cars that are out there. That's the right way to do it. So no, I don't buy that BS about how home team needs to provide all of the electric cars, especially if their home team is not really that good. So I disagree with you there a little bit. Oh yeah, and somebody says, Brian says Jaguar Land Rover is owned by Tata, is no longer really British. That's actually a good point. I should have known. Um, okay, so somebody claims that something's better in Audi than in Tesla. NVH. All right, I don't know what NVH stands for, honestly. Matthias says, "Are you worried about the lack of non-Tesla charging stations as things go nuts and all the manufacturers start producing EVs?" Not even a little. I mean, every time I'm at the Electrify America charging stations, I'm the only one. Maybe there is one more, and they're building them now in a quadruple speed, which they committed to, I think, a few weeks ago. EVgo is also, especially with the one that they're doing the partnership with GM, is putting up a bunch of fast chargers. Hopefully the new infrastructure bill passes through our Congress. Don't get me started on that, but hopefully it's still in there, and there will be a lot invested in infrastructure. So I am not worried at all. Let's see. Okay, so somebody explaining to me who Scotty Kilmer is, a 60, 70-year-old car mechanic on YouTube. How and a loyal Toyota fanboy. I have never. Okay, so I've never seen him. You know, you have to understand. I don't really watch as many other YouTubers I would like. It's just a timing issue, obviously. And like the Now You Know or Ben so and so whatever. Like I don't know. I don't almost want to watch them sometimes just because like why I know what they're gonna say and I know I'm gonna get really really upset about it. But there's nothing I can do, right? From DU, he says, or she says, Lucid Air thoughts. I think I already told you my thoughts. This is great. They are now a real car company, and we now, for the first time in the history of the world, have an electric car that has a longer range than Tesla. Tesla has been unbeaten for 10 years. That's a pretty damn good run. And not that they're sitting on their hands. I'm pretty sure they're working on beating, Lucid. But the fact that, we now have competition, and I bet Lucid will be the fastest at charging. Until Tom Malogny does the test, I'm not going to say anything, but it does look like, as far as how many real world miles you add per 1 minute of charging, Lucid may just be the best one at that as well. So Nigel says, stop watching Ben, more into making money for himself. Well, listen, I don't want to comment that much on other YouTubers. I mean, I know I did about Now You Know, but that's as far as personally, yeah. I just never been a fan of Ben, and so I'm going to leave it at that. Let's see, Cult Electric, great. So you're a Tesla fan. Good place to buy used Tesla. Tesla inventory is gone. There is no good place to buy any car ever right now. Like for the next half a year to a year, used cars, new cars, Teslas, non-Tesla, it's really, really, really bad right now because there's shortage. The demand for Teslas and other cars are through the roof, and it all comes from the chip shortage and many other supplier shortage. So, I mean, I do know someone who's selling a Model 3 though, and I don't know why she's been having a hard time getting what I think is fair money for it. But a lot of times you would see low mile Teslas, used ones, going for the same or higher or more expensive price tag than the ones if you buy it new, because you have to wait for like half a year to get a new one, right? Especially with Hertz getting in front of everybody. By the way, I was just in Tucson, Arizona, doing taping for this company called Too Simple. They do self-driving retrofits for semi trucks. As a matter of fact, they're going to be some sponsors of this channel starting this month. And they rented the Hertz a Hertz rent a car from me, and I asked Hertz, like, people who are like like at the counter, are you guys excited about Tesla? They're like, yeah, we already have a few of them. They're just being cleaned and everything and getting ready. So this deal obviously was in the works for a while, and they're like going to start like right now. DU says, thanks for your thoughts. I am a guy. All right. 97% of my audience is men, so I think my guess was pretty good, but nevertheless, there are a few women who do watch me, besides my mom, by the way. And Pedro says, it's in Russian. Tesla opened up. Oh yeah, so that's right. So that's probably going to be part of my story. He's basically saying that in the Netherlands, Tesla opened up. I believe it's 10. I don't know if it's 10 locations or a location with 10 superchargers. It's probably the latter. But in Europe, they opened it up for all electric cars to use. It's much simpler in Europe because they have exactly the same plug as all of the other cars, which is CCS. Here in America, it's going to be much more difficult. So, Dragon King says, when will we have level 5 FSD? Well, what time is it right now? I don't know. 5 years minimum, 10 years reasonable, I'd say. And it depends for what, right? Like, for example, to Symbol with their semi trucks that go from one location to another, pretty much there's like, I don't know, same semi truck would be going on 5 or 10 different routes that are mapped out. Then maybe we can get it in 3 to 5 years, something simple like that, right? But if it's just a regular passenger car like Teslas or whatever, that can drive anywhere, 5 years minimum, I think, regardless of what Elon Musk says. Let's see. I'm just scrolling to a few other comments. I'm doing this off of my laptop, because I don't have my huge setup here in Sacramento. I mean, here in Las Vegas. I'm in Las Vegas right now. Let's see. Here's a comment about Rivian. Roger says, Rivian struggling with production, 1 truck per day. I believe it's now 2.5 trucks per day or 3 trucks per day. I don't think I will live that long to wait for my... No, Roger, no. Come on. It's a new manufacturer that just launched their very first electric car. They're being careful. The ramp up will take probably a year, but they will definitely be making more and more with every day. They're going to try to make 1,500 by the end of the year. That's very similar what Tesla did with their Model S when they came out, and look, that turned out to be fine. So yeah, no, it's come on, let's be fair. They'll be fine. This is a normal ramp up of a very first electric vehicle by a very brand new auto manufacturer, right? Arnie Carson says, I'm waiting for my Ford Lightning. I'm actually going to see a Ford Lightning in about 2 or 3 hours. After I'm done with the live stream here, I'm heading out to SEMA here in Vegas. I'm going to have to figure out if I'm going to drive or if I'm going to get an Uber. But I'm going to see that and Hummer EV once again. Never seen the Lightning before in person, so I'm looking forward to that. But a lot of people are waiting for their Ford Lightning, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nigel says, have you tried the boring tunnel in Los Angeles? So I was at the grand opening. That's where I actually ended up meeting Elon Musk, but they didn't let us. They only let like really big YouTubers and journalists ride because it's organized horribly as everything Tesla, unfortunately, and we never got to ride. I still have a token from that event, like my number of when I'm supposed to ride in it, and they never invited us back to ride it. It's so badly organized. Honestly, like people say, well, and I'm one of those people that Tesla should have an PR department. Well, HR department wouldn't probably hurt either. But their previous PR department was awful. I mean, they were just awful. But so what I'm saying, I never rode in that tunnel, even though it was like right there, the entrance at the unveiling. But here in Las Vegas, I have gone through all of the tunnels here. I'll probably maybe even do it today or tomorrow, because that's when it was kind of created for the convention center, and that's where I'm going to be. That's where I'm going to be later today. Let's see. I'm just kind of trying to make sure that I'm gonna get to the... Oh, well, that's an interesting question. Jay Ramirez, has anyone thought about the Tesla Hertz deal and wondering why didn't Tesla start their own rental car company? Robotaxis eventually. I'm sure they can do that both, right? I mean, this is, to them, it's just a good sales, great actually sales deal. They'll sell it to Hertz, and then they might start their own, but they're spread thin. I mean, look how many side projects they have that they haven't even started on. I mean, I think they have time to do both. Nigel asks, is the tunnel not open for real now? No, I mean, I was there several months ago and it was open for real. No one was there except for me and my buddy, but No, it was open. For real. You know. Isaac White asks, scale 1 to 10. How bad do you want a Cybertruck? Me, I don't. I'm a reservation holder because I reserved it like within the first hour, and it's $100. But I just generally, trucks are not for me. I'm not a truck guy, and secondly, it's too big for my garage. I think both of my garages, whether here in Vegas or in Sacramento, and I don't like the way it is inside. It's a version of a Model 3, Model Y. That's a deal breaker for me. Not having the instrumental panel, just having everything kind of too simple, if you will. It's not for me, and I don't think I'll be getting any like not Rivian, not F-150. I'm not a truck guy, but the rest of you, Emmanuel already said it's a 9 for him, so you guys all can jump in and share that. For me, it's a 2, I would say. Oh, okay. Well, there's a suggestion: take the Cybertruck and flip it for whatever 40 grand. I don't know. I don't know if I'm in that business, but we'll see what happens. Nigel asked, what happened to the 2-year lease Tesla that were supposed to be taxi service? I don't listen. They announced a lot of things that never happened. I mean, if you think about it, the Roadster and the semi truck are now what, 5 years old in terms of when they got unveiled, and they're not even thinking about production of those. Well, maybe with semi, but not with the Roadster. So I don't know, man, what to tell you. So they do really good with some stuff and not that great with other stuff. It's Tesla. Just go with it, man. All right. Oh, I don't even know what that. Uh, I mean, my screen is too small. Hold on a second. I'm gonna scroll up a little bit. Um, I don't know how to pronounce your username anyway, even if I now can see it. I just ordered ID4, also family of 4, can't wait. What are the pros and cons of the ID4? So I have a review like 3 months after owning it. I can tell you it's a freaking great car, especially for the money, right? Like after incentives, I paid like 33 grand. I mean, I'm leasing it, but I mean, the free Electrify America charging is great. The massagers built in both seats are great. The ID light is great. I love the interior. I love the ride. It's cushy and everything. So I'm just really really stoked about the car. So I can go on and on and on how great it is. It's in my review, but let me tell you some of the cons. The app, embarrassingly awful. Whoever is in charge of it should be fired immediately from Volkswagen. And the entire team, honestly, or whoever's in charge of it. That's just embarrassingly bad. Secondly, okay, so it doesn't have power, though the all-wheel drive version that's coming out is going to have very decent power. Not fantastic, but very decent. Now, I'm not a power guy, so to me, I couldn't care less. Every time I take off of the light and I'm in a hurry, I beat every car pretty much almost every time, unless someone's specifically racing me for some weird reason. So the power for me is more than enough. But if you're into power, it is underpowered. I think 0 to 60 around 7 seconds. What's the other thing? Oh yeah, the Windows up and down buttons are just like weird. I mean, you get used to it, I guess. No, I didn't get used to it, so that's kind of crap. I think what was the other thing? Yeah, so when you start the car up, just kind of get in. It does take about a minute. I know they're gonna fix it with the over-the-air update, but it takes a minute for the car to situate all of the software and stuff like that, and you can't really do much. Sometimes you can't even turn the air conditioning on when you get in. So all of those things, again, I got the first edition, so I knew I was going to be kind of, and all of us right now who own ID4s, we kind of guinea pigs for it, and I totally expected it. My experience is still better than the guinea pig of 2012 Tesla Model S, but I'm happy about owning both. Yeah, so that's kind of my quick, but it's on my channel. You can easily check it out. Let's see. I'm just trying to make sure that I pick not the same people. Isaac White says, do you think Tesla should abandon SpaceX and work on providing the world with green electricity? Well, Tesla doesn't own SpaceX. I mean, Elon is, I think, the biggest shareholder in both. But no, let them do both. If he can, I mean, SpaceX kind of runs relatively autonomously without him. I think he's not as involved in SpaceX as he is in Tesla, at least publicly. No, let him do both. And he's also drilling tunnels under this damn city that I'm in right now. Hey, let's do that. And trying to wire up our brains and all that stuff. Hey, listen, the guy, if he wasn't such a dick, it would be great. But he is one of the most important people in the world, I believe. and one of the most like useful people in the world. He's really pushing us forward. I can't think of any other one person that's pushing us forward this much. So yeah, no. If he wasn't that, but like Steve Jobs was a kind of a douchebag as well, right? I guess it comes with the territory. Um, Yes, says Roger. Alex, the Volkswagen ID4 guinea pig tester. And I'm a good guinea pig tester, by the way. Like, I don't complain as much about it because I know I'm a guinea pig, but at the same time, I do give good feedback. And I have done that with Volkswagen. Absolutely. I've had conversations with them. I hope they're going to. And, it's not like they don't know their app sucks, for example, right? They know. They know. Um, Okay, so the guy whose name I can pronounce, sorry, says, well, at least with software, there's a chance that it will get better with ID4. From what I understand, those people who got it in Europe, it's gotten much better. So, yeah, I mean, that's the whole point, right? It's a very first version of the very first car of the very first software. So, what do you expect? It's pretty damn good for that, I do have to say. Um, Oh yeah, so we're talking about the infrastructure bill here. Brian says there's a high probability that the union $4,500 will be dropped before bill gets through. I hope so. That's just unfair. I just hate when they play. I mean, I don't know if I ever told you guys, I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I'm in the middle. I am conservative on some issues, liberal on other issues. So to me, this is just playing politics. I don't think union labor should make any difference. If anything, if you want to somehow incorporate, labor of the car that people are buying, then it should be about who makes the most American car with most American parts and most American workers, right? And even then, it's really hard to judge. It's about the American consumers, right? The tax credit is for the American consumers. So let's not worry about that. Should be a separate thing, I think. So not unfair. Lots of influence coming from outside U.S. to do with breaking WTO rules. Listen, discussing politics it makes no difference, right? We're none of us are going to make any difference on what happens. It's what's going to happen. It's going to happen. I hope it passes. I hope that damn $4,500 tax credit stipulation is removed and everybody gets it. It, it's better than nothing, obviously, but I do want it to be fair, and I think all of us want it to be fair, right? Like, it. I don't care if you're a Tesla fan or fan of any. Oh, I thought I brought my water with me. I did not. You see how unprepared I am to this. I do have to say though, I did travel like yesterday, so I wake up pretty late. I wake up around 10 or 11, but I go to bed around 4, sometimes even 5, depending on the amount of work. And by the way, it's not like I'm partying all night. I like actually work. I love working at night. So but I got up at 7:30 on Sunday to do the too simple ride along with a truck and stuff like that. And I thought I'll catch some sleep on the plane or whatever, flying from Tucson to Vegas, and I never did. I had like the worst guy sitting next to me. Like he wasn't even that big of a guy, but he was all over. Like he was touching me. He's like, "Can't you feel you're touching me? I don't want to be touching a stranger, even through the clothes." And he was like way over the little armrest, and then he was like eating and then like like almost on purpose making the noise with the wrappers. I mean, he was just the most annoying passenger I've had, like a neighbor I've had in a long, long time. And a lot of times I fly southwest within like the region, right? And there you can pick your own spot. Like, you just get a sequence on which number you are to get on the plane, and then you pick your own spot. I always fly all the way in the back on the right seat to the window. That's mainly because when you fly in and out of Vegas, that's where you see the strip, and it's a beautiful view. But in generally, I like to be in the back, so no one's kicking me on the back. I like to be next to the window, unless it's a long flight and maybe an aisle. Yeah, so and it was a long day. Then I, came back here. I actually had a date, like literally right away, and then I did some work. Was trying to catch up and unpack, and then I went to the Strip to the Wynn Hotel to listen, Wynn and Encore, either one of those. And I love listening to the dueling pianos there in one of the bars. It was really, really awesome. So, then I went to bed at like 4 or 5. That's why my brain is not really working, and hopefully it will start working once I head out to SEMA. I haven't had my Chipotle obviously yet. By the way, thank you for the super chats to fund that. I appreciate it. Oh, Papa Geo 79 says, "Hey Alex, has Volkswagen reached out to you to ask you any kind of questions about your car and what kind of questions were?" So I can't really disclose that because like those information, like those conversations are private. Um, So yeah, it's probably would be inappropriate. I can just let you know. I can just tell you that I have let them know privately how unhappy I am, and I'm sure many other people with those two or three things that I mentioned. And of course, no one's there surprised. Again, they know what issues they have, of course. And this is just my general thoughts. Just like with any legacy manufacturer, the people, the teams, the part of the company that makes the electric cars, there's still a redheaded child, I guess is what would they say, right? The company still makes 97, 98% of their revenues from gas cars, and so that main part of the company still has a lot of power. So they can't just like say, well, we need to make sure we get the best of everything for this one car that makes almost no money for us right now, right? So it's hard. But that's as far as I can go. So I can't. Yeah, I can't really. Okay, here's an interesting. Okay, just so you know, guys, I'm broadcasting from my home in Vegas. Jonathan says X is dating Vegas strippers. He's I why you even care who your ex is dating? My ex is dating a great guy, by the way, and I'm still friends with him on Facebook. So, and I only know that because I'm still a little bit in touch with her. Let's see. Michael says, I hope Neo going to be in the United States by 2025. Hey, I hope Neo is going to be in the United States by like yesterday. I love Neo. And, this their battery swapping technology. Love, 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 love Neo. Um, oh, Jonathan said not X. Wait, did I read it wrong? Did I read it wrong? I'm sorry if I read it wrong, but I thought I read it X. No, X. Yeah, you said right. Hey, I got a super chat. So let's take care of that. Thank you so much once again. Just so you guys know, this is my full time job. Like I do this full time. Um, Probably at least 60 hours a week, which by the way, I'm not complaining. I know other YouTubers complain, oh, it's so hard, and I have to work on weekends, and I don't get enough sleep, and it's really hard, and the burnout. You know what? I work on weekends and I don't get enough sleep, and I work more than 60 hours, and I love it. I love it. This is the best job I ever had. In my previous career, I was a web developer in Silicon Valley. It was a great career, but this is the best. So thank you so much for watching, contributing, like Chad here. He says, for $5, do you think the Tesla price increases are due to the upcoming removal of $200,000 car limit in the new EV tax bill, or just the bottom line? No, it's just a supply demand. It's if you order a Tesla right now, you're going to have to wait for months and months and months. So I think just it's a natural thing to raise the prices, so the line gets shorter and you get to make more money, right? I mean, they increased it what by $2,000 for the three and a Y, and $5,000 for the S and the X, and I think that makes a $10,000 increase for the S and the X. Hey, it's a business. Make the money. Mustang Mach E's right now go for $5,000 to $10,000 markups, especially on the GT. Same deal, right? There's a big supply, there's a big demand, smaller supply, just because they're not making them fast enough. Tesla may have that bit of a demand problem once they get their Berlin and Austin factories up and running in another year or two, but they shouldn't be worrying about it right now as far as pricing is concerned. So yeah, I mean, Ford dealerships are doing the same thing, and like ID4s, you can't really buy them under under MSRP either. And if you think about it, MSRP is a lot of markup already. So no, it's a supply and demand thing, and the supply is small and the demand is high. So yeah, they're making the money. Um, David, who says I am a software developer as well? Alex, yes, that was a good old days for me. I loved being part of the Silicon Valley in the 90s. We were changing the world, and unfortunately, Silicon Valley is not the same. I hope you agree, David. As a matter of fact, it's kind of even toxic. My last job was with Oracle, and I really did not like it. I don't want to say I hated it because I did work with great people, but I did not really like it. Would definitely not love it when I used to. And this, as I feel, is kind of my second chance to once again be a part of something like that's changing the world, and it's just very exciting. And I'm really, 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 really into it. Fortunately, I'm healthy. I'm gonna say, fortunately, I don't have any kids, so I'm free to do all of this and stay up late and work on weekends and travel. So I'm glad that things worked out, and I'm very, very, very excited what I'm doing right now. And I'm excited that you guys are watching. I mean, that's crazy. My last video on Sunday, it was released just Sunday. So what is it right now? Tuesday. 140,000 views. That's crazy. That's Beyonce type of numbers. I don't know how many people Beyonce gathers at her concerts, but 140,000 140,000 views in 2 days. This is crazy. My brain just can't even comprehend. And somehow, once like last month, 3 or 4 people recognized me just like out and about. And I'm like in Sacramento, like in Vegas. Like this is not a big electric car cities. Yesterday, I was coming out of the airport to go to the taxi area, and this crossing guard, mind you, I'm wearing a mask still, right, and my glasses. That's not how I look usually on the screen. And he goes like, "E for electric." I'm like, "Yeah." How? I mean, I have a little logo on my mask, but still, I was like, "Damn, this guy recognized me like in my disguise." And still, that's always really. And I also never know, are they going to like want to take a picture with me or punch me in the face or both? Who knows? It's yeah. But I'm just saying, this is just the whole journey is insane. By the way, my channel is going to be 5 years old on November 8th. So we have 6 more days. I'm still going to be in Vegas here, but I really wanted to celebrate on the best place on earth that I know, mainly for sentimental purposes. Santa Cruz. So I already went last Monday, and I had my second day off of the year there, and I celebrated my 5 year anniversary. That journey was crazy because I mean, first 2 years, obviously, I was doing it part time. In addition to my Oracle job, and 3 years ago, I moved to Sacramento to do it full time, and now I split my time with Vegas here. It's been a ridiculously amazing journey, and you guys are the reason for it. So I just want to say thank you for amazing 5 years. Even though people try to cancel me, and I get a lot of hate mail and stuff like that, but it's all good. Well, here's a good question. Christopher Owens asks, "What if you were Tesla CEO for a day?" This is a reflection of me asking this question of Richard Builds in a video that we released a couple of weeks ago, and I asked the same of Sandy Monroe, except for I asked him what if he was the CEO of Toyota for a day. So, that's an interesting question because somehow, even though I've been asking these questions, I haven't really thought about it. First of all, I would create a PR department, and not like they had before with awful people, um, like a really good PR department that would be on good terms with media, all kinds of media, even the media that's critical of them, especially the media critical of them. I think a lot of times I talk to some of the PR brands and they're like, "Well, we don't want to work with that YouTuber because they were negative, about our car, about our brand." I was like, "No, your job is to specifically work with that person because working with those people who are friendly to the brand or a fan of the brand, that's easy. That anybody can do that. You don't even have to do that if these people are already fans and just cover the brand positively. It's the negative people that you have to work with and try to maybe at least give them another part, a side of the story from your brand's perspective, or maybe they don't know something about the brand that would help them turn their opinion around, right? um, like Rivian has been also awful with media. I mean, let's forget for a second that they snubbed me out of a media drive for no reason whatsoever. I've been a long time supporter, and I know RJ watches this channel, so we'll see. We'll address that later. But they also snubbed like the biggest truck channel on YouTube. And forget about me, right? I mean, this is the biggest truck channel. If anything, Rivian should have been all over them, and they got snubbed. And that's not a good look. I think Rivian's PR department is just as bad as Tesla's used to be, and Lucid's PR department is getting there as well. Unfortunately, it's probably because they're so big and they're just yeah. Um, so I would create a PR department and I would get the hell off of Twitter, at least like not the way he is right now. I would also streamline things. Okay, these models that are coming up, enough of unveilings. Let's concentrate and give people timelines on when the semi truck's going to come out, when the roadster is going to come out, when a cyber truck's going to come out. They have plenty to do. No more announcements. You don't need to tell the world when you make a little step forward with the batteries. Just make the damn things. I concentrate on factories to be better. I would try to completely redo the Fremont factory because it's an embarrassment. It's probably one of the worst auto production facilities in North America and Europe. I would start with a paint shop. And I would also, and it would probably be number one, I would hire a new VP of customer service I don't even know if they have one. If they have one, they should fire them immediately. And I would hire enough people and train them to provide good customer service. Um, Phone banks for sure. They need way more people answering phones. I would make sure that the communication is good when some new feature or limitations coming out. I would let people know, hey, just so you know. That's one of the reasons I left the brand. The main reason really is lack of communication and bad customer support. I would definitely revamp that. Of course, streamline the parts availability and production, and also just kind of come down on, like, robot taxis next year. You don't have to say that, okay? Just keep releasing the awesome updates of full self-driving features. Make sure you showcase them. Make sure you work with influencers. Maybe spend some marketing money. There's no shame in that. And just do less talking, more doing. That's what I would do, since I only have a day, and I think I already spent almost a day talking about it. Um, oh, okay. Chris. Chris Bates asks, "How's the NFT car model coming?" Okay, so because I've been so busy, I have not thought about it, but I have found a couple of 3D car model designers, that I probably will be working on creating this fake car company that I want to create. But at the same time, I'm not 100% sure if that's what I want to sell NFTs off. I really want to make sure that my strategy of NFTs is good and legit, and it's going to be in demand, and it's something that's going to be fun. So, and I also find out it takes like $100 for me to register one NFT, and I wanted to like be giving them away for free in this live stream. But yes, you know what, Chris, continue reminding me every goddamn live stream. Continue reminding me. I do want to move forward on this. You're right. Um, Here's a new commenter. I've never seen you here in a live stream, actually, so welcome. Oh, that wasn't it. My computer is a little bit slow, so when I click on this, like on the comment, for it to come up on the screen like this, it moves up, and I click on the wrong one. All right, so Kibili. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but welcome. He or she says, "I love the channel. Hope to watch it more as I do a PhD in AI computer vision next year." Good luck to you. We need it. The world needs it, obviously, and that's what Tesla is relying on fully. Though, like, I just visited the headquarters. Oh no, they're not headquarters. The production facility for Too Simple, and I talked to them about why do they have lidars and radars, and they said they actually started with vision only. And some of the things that radars and lidars do, you can't do with vision, and you know that, right? You can see better through the darkness and the rain and the storms and the fog and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's no brainer, but let me know if I'm wrong, since you're the one doing the PhD in it. So, um, yeah, thank you for joining my live stream. Love to see new faces. Dusty Green says, "Okay, you're answering my Vegas question on accident." Oh, well, you put it in there, and I thought I saw the word. People talking about strippers in Vegas. I was like, all right, well, I'm in Vegas, might as well talk about it. Jeremy Harrison says, "And what about that Tesla bot?" Yeah, that was so freaking unnecessary. Obviously, they don't have anything. I would just like come up with all of the list of projects and say, listen, we're going to put those on hold indefinitely, meaning like for now, we're not even going to worry about it, but it is something that we will revisit in the future. So, yeah, robot needs to go. That was, yeah. Um, that's kind of my take about it. But you know what? You guys let me know in the comment section and in the live chat what you would do. Like, what's the most important thing that you would do as a Tesla CEO if you just happen to pee in the same fountain with Elon Musk and change bodies for a weekend or whatever? What's that movie from, by the way? I don't even know. I don't remember. I know there are a few movies where people change bodies, but what's the one where they peed in the same fountain? I think that's the one that I like the most. All right. Here's another comment. God, it takes a while. My computer is just so slow today, but it is a cheap laptop that I have. Oh my goodness. I hope it doesn't freeze, honestly, guys. Like, I am starting to get concerned here. Um, yeah. By the way, do you guys hear the background music? I'm just put a background music in the background because that's what the background music is. Um, all right. Did I? Oh, that was super chat. Already forgot. From Jonathan Brown, thank you so much. $4.99. That goes towards my chicken bowl today. I might even get guac. Just go crazy like that. But thank you so much. No comment. So thank you. Um, oh, okay. So here's what time lapse car guy Bruno would do if he's the CEO of Tesla. Launch Tesla cell phones. Literally the opposite what I would do. Launch another product. Though Tesla cell phones probably will be pretty good. I can see them being able to do a really really good job on them. Unlike Google. Oh my God! Do you guys see the new Google uh, update Android interface? It is shamefully awful. Like I never thought I would be switching to iPhone, and I don't think I want to. But damn, if this is ever a way, the reason to, it is. I don't know. I think people who are designing the Android operating system UI is the same people who are designing Volkswagen ID4's app. Just awful. Okay, starting that because my blood pressure will go up and I won't be able to make it to SEMA. It's going to be a mess. Jerry Ramirez says, what if Apple eventually gets into the EV market and ups the ante in technology, consumer service, and ecosystem? Yeah, I'm all for. I don't do Apple, period. Just like I don't do Tesla. Just I feel like they're right now, at least they're kind of cults, and I don't. I want to have a choice of different things in my life, and not just dedicate all of my money and efforts in the consumer needs to one company. But yeah, absolutely. I love if Apple gets into. I hope they would have done it already. Because they can really push the ball forward, right? And especially if Apple gets into electric cars, like that's going to be another huge step for electric cars all over the place, right? Um, so we're going all over the place here with our comments, and I think it takes half an hour for them now to actually get on the screen. So, and I can't restart my computer, and I thought I did right before this, but this question was about the Zach and Jesse show. Now I know we discussed it earlier today. Um, well, right now I'm just going to read off one of the comments that I see. Christopher Owens asks your thoughts on Ford allowing third-party apps. I love it. I mean, that's what I thought Volvo and Polestar would do because they are doing Android operating system and there's an app store there, and there's not many apps, like 20 or 30, and I've been disappointed with it because I thought that this could have been the biggest advantage from Volvo and Polestar. Yeah, absolutely. Third-party apps. That's how iPhone became popular, right? iPhone was a great device, but it was all about the apps, right? That's why we're using, these smartphones now because we love the apps. How many times per day do you use your smartphone as a phone, and how many times you use it for an app? I'd say the ratio is 1 to 99, probably, and I'm probably being generous. Okay, so I guess that comment never came up on the screen. Um, Here it is. Let me try. Oh, okay, I just never clicked it. Arnie says, I saw Tesla Time News earlier and now E for Electric, so I feel balanced. Yes, we are like CNN and Fox. Well, actually, no, I don't think I'm like CNN and Fox News. I think there is no network for me to compare to because I feel like I'm in the middle of a lot of things. I'm pro Tesla when they do good, and I'm anti Tesla when they do really bad. So, same thing with ID4, even though I have Volkswagen as my sponsor, at least for the rest of the year. Oh, here's an off-topic question. Love off-topic questions from Pedro. He says, "What do you prefer? Blini, pelmeni, beef stroganoff, serniki kasha, and he lists a bunch of different Russian food. Now, first of all, I'm gluten-free, so a lot of this I can't have. So blintzes is I can have, like my mom figured out how to do good Russian blintzes that's gluten-free. Pelmeni, which is dumplings, I can't have it because there's no way. Love Bistroganov, absolutely. Borscht, that's a Russian beet soup. Absolutely love that. Akroshka, I don't, which is a beet soup that's cold, served cold. Yeah, shashlik, absolutely. I mean, I love Russian food. You know what? I wonder if there's a Russian store or Russian restaurant somewhere here in Las Vegas. I should put it on my to-do list because I've discovered a couple of gluten-free places here, but not the Russian places. So, you know what? I'm gonna try to figure out. And if any of you guys are in Vegas, I would love for you to recommend one if you know one. 80 asks, what do you think is the next disruptor besides EVs? Any thoughts on VTOLs? Um, VTOLs can only make it here if they are fully self-driving because there's no way people who die at 40,000 plus, you know, lost soul rate every year just here in the United States, and many more injured, would be able to handle flying. So all of these have to be self-driving, and I think that's at least 10 years from now. Would it be a disruptor? I don't know. I think VTOLs essentially just give us more space for traffic, but traffic would be much better once the cars are self-driving, because people won't be sitting in traffic because everybody in front of them are looking at the car crash to the side. You can still be looking, but your self-driving software won't give a crap, so everyone's going to be flowing just fine. So I think traffic will be solved by at least partially by that, and the VTOLs are just utilizing more space to go faster, I think. So that's what I would say. And of course, yeah, there's no way we should be driving those. But as far as I know, already switched to the next one. But as far as a big disruptor, we just don't know. I think we're still in the very early stages of the next disruptor, which is self-driving software. So let's just see how that pans out for us, right? Another super chat from Craig. Thank you so much. Why do you guys do like 99-cent thingy? I see a lot in my chat here, $6.99. Uh, we're not labeling items at the dollar store, like I'll buy it. I'll buy your super chat. I mean, I'll take it. So I appreciate it. What's your thoughts on Tesla and safety and people not realizing that road deaths and accidents happen today and full self-driving will eventually generate a death? Um, well, no, full self-driving of any kind, if it's done correctly, will not generate any death at all. It is definitely a solution to a lot of people dying and getting hurt in car accidents for sure. It's a solution for traffic and just saving time, and just, it's a solution to a lot of things. But people not realizing that road deaths and accident happen today. I mean, people realize it, but just like, people are afraid of new technology. I think that's pretty normal for everybody to be afraid of something new, especially when, what makes it onto the news is a, self-driving Tesla hitting the fire truck or semi truck, or any type of accident, especially when people die or it catches on fire. People still remember Uber self-driving car hitting a homeless person on a bike where it was pretty clear that the person was crossing the street. So it's going to be a slow moving thing, but hopefully at one point. And by the way, I don't think Tesla is helping the way they're rolling this out, right? Because they're rolling this out and the mistakes happen, and there are videos of it not doing very well, even though 99% is like amazing, and that 1% is the one gets all the coverage, as it should, because that 1% is what will get us at some point to the full level 5 driving. So yeah, I think people realize it, but it's a reasonable fear of unknown. That's what I would say. Um, Here's another one. I'm trying to pick people who haven't talked before. Sneaky Crate, welcome. I don't think I've ever seen you comment here. He or she says, maybe a bit older news, but what do you think of Tesla only releasing a new update for people with 100 out of 100 driving score? I feel really weirded out about that. Yeah, I think it's again another bad idea by Tesla. And don't forget, they did release it to this one investor who was on Twitter and was very vocal, and he had like a 40 out of 100 score. And then as soon as he got it, he basically drove with one hand on the steering wheel and another one taping, around the turn, and just proved us why he had a 40 out of 100 score. So I thought that was another bad example. But I don't know. Listen. Here's the thing: you pick a pool of testers that will be testing the car, and these people need to agree to it. These people need to give you good feedback. These people need to be tested. Most of it should be done in simulation. That's a big problem that I have, the way Tesla conducts human trials essentially, rather than I know they do simulation, but like 99.999% should be in simulation. And they picked like Tesla fanboys to test it with their what do you call it, early adopter system, and that's not the right people. They love it. I mean, look at Tesla Raj, right? He will demonstrate the new FSD features and like, oh, this is great, you love it, and then come to find out, a lot of stuff was a problem, and he just like amped it up. No, they need to get a really kind of independent, typical drivers in that system, screen them, make sure that they submit correct feedback, make sure that they're safe, and then base it on that. And then once that's ready in real life in simulation, then you just roll it out to everybody who paid for it. How is it I have to pass a test to get the product that I paid for it and is already like 1 or 2 years late. This is insane. But I guess Tesla does it because they can. As a regular consumer, that is insulting to me. Never I would do that if some brand would do it to me, that I paid for product and they're running late and then I have to do a test. So no, I think it's BS, but it's only BS because people are willing to put up with it. As soon as people will start turning around and saying, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, Tesla, this is too much. Either give us our money back, or there has been lawsuits that people got some of their money back for it." Then they will continue doing this. Here's another comment from Chris. The whole FSD program just reminds me of a carnival game. You pay $10,000 to get the chance to win a prize that's really isn't that great. Okay, that's actually, I might steal that one if you don't mind in the future. I like that. Jay Ramirez says, come on. Right now, are Tesla FSD buyers paying money so that computer is teaching the driver to be a better driver? Yes. I mean, yeah, essentially, yes. And that's why I call them human trials. Let's see. Sneaky Crate says, I am mainly weirded out because isn't this an implementation of some social credit system? You only get something if you do something exactly like a higher power wants it. It's true, but the higher power is the one that you've kind of signed up with, right? It's much worse than if it's a government that you didn't really choose that does that. And then, of course, then there's debate like vaccines, right? Well, is it violate your human rights to put stuff inside of you, whether it's a shot or whatever? Or is it the government's job to make sure that the health safety is taken care of, right? There's no right answer. It depends on which philosophy you have. So that's just how it is. But in terms of this example, the higher power at least is the one that you choose and can get rid of at any time, especially with the used car prices being what they are right now. Let's see. Eddie asks, thanks. Also, any thoughts on Tesla having their own insurance company, good or bad? Too much power for one company. So here's the problem with that. I mean, they've announced it several years ago. Didn't work out with a partnership. Now they're rolling it out, I think, in California and Texas, I believe. And people are not reporting great pricing. They just haven't. It's always been either the same as other companies or even higher. I think for me it was higher. So yeah, they're just not doing a good job with it. However, it is an interesting concept because if you're plugged in into your own fleet and you know how people drive the cars, then yes, insurance rates should be lower for good drivers. Just like I wish my health company, whatever I'm with I don't want to actually disclose that, but whoever is my health insurance, I wish they would plug into my life and know that I exercise 4 times a week. I'm gluten free. I'm added sugar, curbed diet, and I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Right? Like I wish they would all know that, so my rates would be higher. And someone who is down there having their lunches and dinners at the Denny's every day, well, they need to pay more than me. I would love that with driving as well, but somehow Tesla hasn't done a good job with that. I know there's like little things that you plug in. I think it was Progressive or some other company, and I think it's a great idea, but they haven't implemented that. The problem with the manufacturer providing insurance for their own cars is that what would you do if you have a Tesla and let's say a Honda, right? How are they going to handle your Honda pricing? Because all other insurance companies will bundle it up because they don't care which car is which, and you will get a discount. So how Tesla handles that, I don't know yet. I just don't see results because I run over 60,000 member Tesla groups on Facebook, and I haven't heard anybody going like, "Oh my God, Tesla insurance is by far the best." So unfortunately, that's not a thing, Eddie. Boko Moko says, "Are you guys aware of the metadata that Tesla has access to now?" I'm sure there's quite a lot of it. So I do know that Facebook just announced that they're going to be deleting all of the face recognition data they've collected over the last several years. Alex C, great name, asks, do you think Tesla would buy or partner Vision Marine Technologies or create their own electric boat motors? Like I said, I wish Tesla would just stop getting their hands into everything. So I hope not. And Elon has not indicated that they would be doing anything on water besides catching their rockets. So I don't think so. At least at this point, doesn't look that way. Um, so Yeah. All right. So let's see. Are there any super chats here? I don't think so. But I know I usually go for a couple of hours, guys. But one, I forgot my water in my bedroom. Two, most importantly, I really need to go and get some lunch and get to the convention center here in Las Vegas for SEMA because I need to get my press credentials and figure out, do I Uber there? Do I'll probably drive there, and if the parking is like crazy, I'll just like maybe drive away a few blocks, park there, and get an Uber. I think that's probably going to be a better way to handle it. So, but yeah. By the way, Sandy Monroe video is going to be out on Thursday. Every Thursday, I'm pretty much just doing Sandy Monroe just in smaller pieces because I used to put out like half an hour video. So I'm going to be doing that. So Thursday kind of belongs to Sandy for now. I will be releasing the Too Simple video in one of these Thursdays. So we'll see. These live streams are kind of set for Tuesdays, 1 p.m. unless I travel and I move it to Mondays. So I love that you guys join me every time, and I see um, so many amazing regulars here, and that's like literally one of my best parts of my week. So Tesla Club, so Cal says, I'm so jealous. Have fun at SEMA. Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to seeing you pretty soon at, what is it, Sonoma event? There's so many little events that are coming up. There's a Sonoma event. I forget what it's called. Um, there's like a electric car automotive YouTuber get together in Pasadena in the next few weeks, and of course Los Angeles Auto Show, SEMA this week, CES. It's going to be very busy. Nate, one last second super chat from Nate. I don't think, Nate, you have missed a single week, and you super chatted. Thank you so much. Another $5 that goes to my chicken bowl at Chipotle. He says, if you haven't already, can you show the pictures I sent you to everyone? I cannot because I have not put them into this queue. Um, and so yeah, but so let's talk about it on Twitter. I didn't realize that you kind of wanted me to do that. And again, I need to still kind of analyze it and see. Chris Bates with $4.88 of super chat. I don't know what that means. Is that like a big? Sorry, I just clicked on the wrong one again. Look at that. Is it the oh 88 because those are lucky numbers for Vegas. Okay, I don't gamble, so that didn't click. I enjoy Vegas. I got this on sale. That's pretty good. I get it. It's a funny guy. I like it, Chris. So yeah, I don't gamble. I don't I don't do Vegas the way people do Vegas. Plus, I live here part time, so I when I go to the Wynn to do dueling pianos, that's the only reason I go to the Strip. Sometimes I go to the canals to read a book like late at night when everyone's gone on a weeknight. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not on the Strip. Pedro says in Russian once again, says so long and stay charged, Alex. That's right. I like it. Never seen it actually written out in Russian like that. Yeah, listen, guys. I hope you have a great the rest of your day. I will report from SEMA. I might even live stream. I don't know. The problem with live streaming at places like that, it's loud, the connection sucks, and the copyrighted music can be played in the background, and then YouTube just like goes off at you and bans your video, and it's never good. So I'm probably gonna avoid that, but we'll see. So I'm gonna wrap it up a little bit earlier than I normally, but though we've gone for like an hour and 20 minutes, so I really appreciate it. Boko Moko says, congratulations again on the Zivas thing. Oh yeah, I should probably flaunt it one more time, you guys, just in case if you're joining me just now. I will be hosting the Zivas. This is the new award show from Los Angeles Auto Show, showcasing zero emission vehicles. The finalists have been announced, and you can go on their website and vote. It should be a lot of fun. I've never hosted an award show before, but I do have a tie and a suit. So, and I hope I can fit into it still. I think I can. I weigh less now than I was before pandemic. I think I'm like the only person who did it wrong, but I'm glad. All right, guys. Arnie says, Zivas. Yes, that's the new award show from Los Angeles Auto Show, and I'm really glad they're doing it. I think it's about time. There's an electric car award show, which at some point will be just another car award show. And this one is from the world's biggest car show, Los Angeles Auto Show. And I've been their brand ambassador for 4 years now. So I'm really, really excited about that. All right. I appreciate everybody watching, all the super chats, all of the comments. Come back here next Tuesday at 1 p.m. I think I will be doing this right as I'm going to start packing and flying back to Sacramento, unless things change. A lot of trips come up like like few days ahead sometimes. So we'll see what happens with that. But other than that, guys, I will see you next time. And of course, remember to stay charged.